So hello everyone, and I think most of you guys know me. We have done this a few times before, but still, let's do some introductions. I am Sumit, working at Sitecore as Senior Product Manager. I used to do XP, a lot of stuff around XDB and XConnect. Recently picked up connectors, so a lot of systems that integrates outside of Sitecore, so Salesforce, CRM, and Dynamics. And with me, I have Afreen today. She is our senior QA lead. She's going to help me with some demos, and also she is joining us from Malaysia. Uh, during the QA process, nothing escapes her eyes, but if we still find any bugs, she's the one to be blamed. Afreen, you want to say a few words?
Hi everyone, this is Afreen. As Sumit mentioned, I'm the senior QA lead for Connectors team. Nothing goes from my eyes, don't worry.
Cool. Okay, have anyone heard about SCCH or what is SCCH? So today's topic is SCCH. Uh, anyone raising hands or want to just steal the microphone from me for a second? No. Okay. So we recently released a merge connector, and the name of that connector is Sitecore Connect for Content Hub. So today's talk is basically about that, Sitecore Connect for Content Hub. When do you want to use it? We will actually go through some code and the problems or the reason why we use Sitecore and what is out there right now when we talk to marketeers or digital transformation agents is basically they feel the systems they have is disparate across a lot of business units, and the content is scattered across multiple silos. And even the content management systems they use, they lack control, and it's literally drain on resources. Think about is basically the content is duplicate, and it actually gives them poor brand consistency. They spend a lot of money on DRM. The content is siloed, and they have to always think of migrations and so on. And then if there is a requirement for multi-channel and multi-brand, they want to think about governance and teams and stuff like that. So they think that a lot of systems out there are a legacy, disconnected, inconsistent. They don't have the same experience across the channel if they want to serve across the channel. And then the modeling is inflexible. So from Sitecore point of view, the solution is Content Hub that integrates with Sitecore. So you have content of all the brands in one place. You can do accountability, traceability, and also governance. So one of the solutions for the problem you have. Then you have the technical capability to integrate with different upstreams and downstreams solution. Content Hub, because it is a SaaS solution, you can actually deliver best value and fast time to market. You can use other products lines within that, which is DAM, PCM. You can control DRM in all of them in a single unified platform. So it's out of the box SaaS solution. It is configuration first, and also it actually provides a lot of APIs, and it also supports GraphQL data structure to simplify your content update. I'll take you back to the Sitecore vision statement. This has been repeated a few times. So together with Sitecore and XP, when we announced the merger and all, we said we will deliver functionality spanning the entire content lifecycle from planning to publishing to deliver of relevant experience. And that's for your customer needs. So the promise is planning, that is Content Hub. Publishing, that could be Content Hub and XP, and then delivering could be your experience platform, or if you have anything else that can do static sites. Let's put this in context of a marketeer. One of the marketeer or one of the problem they have is to basically they want to serve multiple channel, and the solution they get is basically let's just use multiple CMSs, or that's what we see out there. The real solution, what we think is one Content Hub is content can be reused and repurposed across products, channels, and teams. Let's take another problem. They want a consistent brand and content. And the solution is basically you need to move your content from one place to another place. So the team cuts and pastes content across different channels. And that is how they think the content lifecycle could work in the current space. And the real solution is basically model based on the topic or the areas where you're serving, not based on the channel. So channel agnostic, independent, me from Medium. So we used to build stuff for web using CMS, or we used to build stuff for mobile, and that becomes very siloed. And then if you want to merge them together, they become a bit inconsistent of the amount of resources we spend to do that, like, different programming languages, different type of users or developers. So the business driver for this connector or an improved connector between Sitecore 10 and Content Hub that will allow your customers to leverage this combined power, where Content Hub is the content pillar for your business, and it actually will help you with speed and agility. The marketeers can easily set their content strategy in Content Hub and operate with content creators and enable same thing as personalized delivery that we promise as Sitecore. It's just a mindset. Like when we think about content and content creation and delivery, we think about who is involved in that, and technically everyone should be involved in that process. So what I have put in here is basically, when you're thinking of creating content, think of creating content in Content Hub. So the people who will be involved would be content authors, editors, and reviewers. Then when you're defining your content models, think of involving content strategists or developers, or anyone else in the organization who needs structured content. And then when developing application, you basically bring in your developers that are front end or mobile developers that will display content stored in Content Hub. So it's not very special. So here I want to talk about what is Sitecore Connect for Content Hub. We started picking this up since last March, almost a year ago. We released CMP supported basic field types and tags, and had some fault tolerance built into it. And then what from Content Hub? They wanted related entities. They wanted DAM and media integration. So as you guys know, today we released Sitecore 10.1, version 3.1. Or SCCH release 3.1, and that's a merge between the DAM and CMP connectors. The upcoming release will actually support containers and Kubernetes. And then these are the guys who have actually used it. They have Content Hub and Sitecore licenses, core for their web channel, or their content is also going towards Content Hub. So they want to have that mismatch because they are currently an existing customer of Sitecore and Content Hub. So these are the few brands which I have who are trying this out or are using it on a daily basis. So what we realized is most of our customers are on 8, 9, or even 9.3, and then a few are on 10. So for that, we released CMP 3.1. You can check that out. That was the January release of the same connector to support 911. And that actually includes all the features of 3.0. That is fault tolerance. There's a bit more description in the slide, synchronization of simple field types, and also one of the key feature which Content Hub is very powerful on is the taxonomy. So synchronization of taxonomy information back into site. The upcoming release very soon with 10.1 is going to support related entities. We have merged the DAM and CMB connector as one connector. So it's now one connector rather than two. Containers and Kubernetes. So this module will support Sitecore containers. And beginning of next year, or what is coming next, is basically we will then think of supporting where the content is being used in Content Hub. If we can, so right now it's unidirection. So the data flows from Content Hub into Sitecore and flow on the other side. And then other stuff like the simple CMS stuff like workflow synchronization or audiences and our analytics data. So how does it work? So this is what the internals are. So Sitecore Content Hub publishes message to a bus, then that listens to it. We then call get entity data and writes it back into Sitecore. And then in the upcoming release, we will write where that particular content is being used on Sitecore back to Content Hub so that an editor can actually preview the content in Content Hub, etc. So that is a high level architecture of Content Hub. So for the demo, actually, we worked very hard to create a demo, especially for you today. It's a site. It's a site which is like a music album. It's in Sitecore, and it's the same challenge where you are actually doing content modeling in Content Hub, where you have artists, news, albums, authors, and images, and we're trying to sync the data back from Content Hub into Sitecore. So over to you, Afreen.
You can raise hand, anyone, if they're able to see it.
We can see it. Perfect.
Yes, we can
Okay,
see it.
great, great. So what you're looking at is the homepage for Content Hub. I guess some of you might have already seen it, some not, then this is it for you. So I'll start a little bit about little explanation on what this new 4.0 will bring. As Sumit has mentioned, that we will be combining DAM and CMP in this one, and so the configuration will be that one-time setup now. So how it works is like you install a Sitecore zip package through either control panel or dash desktop, and then once you install the package, you will get the CMP bucket links, and then under systems you will have both DAM and CMP module sections there. Yep, and when I'm demoing, it's slow. That has to happen. The synchronization happens from Content Hub to a Sitecore if the setup includes two parts, so one a Content Hub part and one a Sitecore part. Let me go through first the Content Hub part. So in Content Hub, to bring anything from here, first you need to select what you need to bring. And then after that, you need to create some trigger. What trigger will do? Trigger will provide a message to the message bus, which reads the ID of the entity. Here, entities are just like items in Sitecore. So the entities are read from the message bus, and then it sends a message to Sitecore that this is the entity on your way, and then Sitecore calls the API with that entity ID and gets all the details from there, and then create the item as per the mappings we create on Sitecore side. For that, so this is a trigger. I can like show you the sample one that I have. So each trigger is very customized per user and what you want to do there and what you want to sing. So here, like for my case, I'm sending a product content m.content, which is a blog, an artist, which will be the scenario for this demo, and I'm going to send it to the message board. So all the details for me are here. This is the Content Hub side, and for the Sitecore side, we need to do some mappings here. Mapping basically includes one-to-one mapping for each field. So each entity in Content Hub has a field, as Sumit already mentioned. These are simple Sitecore fields that we can sync into. So we create basic mappings under these modules, mapping section, that what, like for our example, we have author. So what I want to bring from there, I don't want the whole, like they have a lot of metadata. I just bring what I want that I can use for my website. So here I'm bringing some album name, some name of the artist, some related entities, which is a feature for this release, where if you already have some related entity item, it will appear for you. So this mapping is very simple. You just say what you want to bring and where you want to bring. So as simple as that. So once you set up it there, the last part is to add connection strings. So these connection strings you get from Content Hub, and then connection strings for the um, Azure bus, because you read from there, right? So once all the setup is there, you are ready basically to start thinking. So the content modeling here we have done for you is to basically includes that one sound website where there are some artists who have some blogs, and then they also have some albums. So the blogs are basically m.content here. So I have created two blogs. So let me just briefly describe what each blog looks like. So these are basically user used to create blogs. So if someone is designing a content, they can design how it looks like, what should be the title, what should be the photo attached to it, and the pic is actually stored in the DAM asset part. So we can use the DAM part from Sitecore to access it, and then we also provide taxonomy, which is a very important feature here. So these are the tags which are basically called taxonomy in Content Hub. So I have tagged it with like performer, press, events, music, MP3, concert, and these will be synced to Sitecore under the tagging section. And then, of course, we can sync dates and like all like integration, Boolean, all the basic fields are being set. So once you have the data ready, you just have to like go through the workflow. And once it's in ready to publish state, I'll just refresh and I select during the settings under here where I want to bring those items. So for blog, if you can see, I want to bring them under my home page news. So I go to my home page, home news section, and this is the Beyonce blog. I synced it. So it all the data are here. For image, I can access to DAM, that is this asset management there, and I can select Beyonce image, select the public link for that, save it, and then you can see its date is here, the code comes in the byline, it's here, and then you can see the tags here. So all the tags that were there are actually coming here and also under the tag section of Sitecore. So this is a single line text. So we bring each one here as well. And I have also mapped it to bring into the Sitecore tags, which can be later used by an SXP or any other tag using things. So you can search this particular item through tags as well. And similarly, I already synced one before. So this is artist Taylor Swift, and I'm gonna assign her one pick. So there's another cool thing. So I have already synced some Taylor Swift here. So I save it. So yeah, was the blog thing. Then apart from blog, there are artists itself. So artist is the one who actually, this is the custom entity I created for today's demo. So this is the person who has the blog and who has the album. So for this one, I am going to create Beyond Say an album will be Heat. Along with that, she also have a blog that we already sync for today, and also she has some as soon as I save it, wait for it, and then I go and I refresh. I already like synced Taylor Swift before, so we should be able to see Beyonce and Taylor Swift here. So Beyonce is here, the artist name come from there, the title I added there, image I can select, again theme from the assets, and then you can see that I said that she has some related albums which are basically the product type, so which is a related entity. So we bring all the related entities here, and then of course I also mentioned that she has a block type, so we bring the block type also here. So she has this, and then similarly Taylor Swift, I'll just assign her one picture so that you have a nice thing when I show you the website. Save. Yep, she has two albums, and yep, she has one blog post on Content Hub that we bring through related entities. And homepage, I'm gonna assign quickly. I wanted to assign an artist, support artist to her as well. Save and publish. Does it work? Yes. So yeah, so you can see, so we brought the item here. We already have renderings and everything in place. So we just assign it to the home page, those items, and they are beautifully coming in this carousel view. So apart from that, we also bring the blog, right? So the blog, I can show you the Beyonce blog maybe. So yep, so this is the Beyonce blog. So you can see that the title, the information here, the picture, the related artist, and all like the details from here are basically the tags that we bring from Content Hub. So if this is how simply we can sync the data in such a nice way. So if renderings are always there, if I sync more, the more data will be here. I just add those to my home page, to my artist thing, and it should be good to go. And you will have a nice working website with less effort.
Can you show us the mapping area also, just one-to-one mapping where we specify that? Just want to put it out there.
Yes, so this is the one. So artist, so I'm bringing the artist name, which is a name field from CMP into the Sitecore field. So it's a drop down where I can select. So I can select it from the template where I want to put what. And similarly, so I can just give you an example. So if you just right click here, you will have all these kind of mapping examples. So the first field mapping is basically all simple tab mappings that you can do inside code. It comes like boolean, integer, date, everything. The relation field mapping is basically bringing the related entity all there. So if you already, your Sitecore already have a related entity, it will create a link on between them, like how when I sing Beyonce, it created the link for the albums because I already sing the albums there. So that's related. Empty tag field mapping will be to define where you want to bring the tag. So I did it like two ways. So once I sync in the single line text, another I sync in the tag field mapping. And this one is for single line text, and this second, the last one is for adding them to the tagging section of a Sitecore item. These are basic mappings here. Each needs to correspond to a template. So all the templates are stored under templates. We define those there, and then we select what we want to bring here. So just another example like blog body. So I'm bringing the blog body from there to Sitecore new blog body of the news, and then code. So from the blog code, I'm actually adding to the news byline, and the title I'm bringing to the news headline. um, One of the handy things that that's a very internal thing. So if the question is like how you know what these look like behind the scenes, so this basically, if you have access and to CMP, you can just query like this and you will get the JSON file here, and here all the raw definitions will be there. So you can see from here that what's the block title is called, and this is what you want to put in the fields there. This is what, so you need to decide on what you want to bring. So if you want to bring which is the integration log, this is the field, CMP field, that you want to bring it. So yeah, it's a handy tip from my side for you guys if you plan to use it. So this will be that. And for DAM part, you just have to do nothing. You just have to add connection string, and then you need to do the course setting in that I can show you. So there is a setting session in Content Hub. So you just need to add the core settings for your existing Sitecore, and then you should be good to go. And all these information which I'm explaining here, like this is my site right now here, is explained in the installations guide in detail. So you can refer back to that. It's what I'm saying is still there. So yeah, you can refer to that, or you can reach out to me.
Okay, so I'll take the control back from you, and then we'll finish it off today. That you can use it for content planning, content creation, collaboration, and your MRM stuff. So you can use creative and content design teams on that side, and then the partnership between the web CMS would be to fetch that data and show it on your CMS. So you can then use Sitecore's power to capture behavior and profile data, do personalization. Thank you for listening to us.